Hey guys. So today is going to be another kind of impromptu rant about, and not a rant really, but a conversation about something that has been in the forefront of my mind, and I know, excuse me, some other people's minds recently. And it kind of it goes back to the video that I shot last week, which is talking about how powerful our choices are. And it kind of goes a step beyond that, or kind of goes, I want to say, like a foundational layer or level below making choices. Because, yes, our choices are our superpower. We get to choose what we want every single day. And so in the last video, I talked a little bit about like making the choice to do yoga, making the choice to eat right, blah, 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 those things. And that's all wonderful, well and good. But it really doesn't it really doesn't help us to feel like we should be making better choices. And that word, I hate the word should, which I can talk about in a different video, but it doesn't help us to feel like we should be making better choices if we don't even understand that below all of that should and all of the things we think we should be doing, if we don't have the understanding that we actually do have the power to make a choice to begin with, you know? And so that's kind of what I want to talk about today a little bit. And it's going to be, it's going to be another riff off the cuff, not really prepared, was planning on doing yoga and like taking a shower and, like getting ready to do this video, but that is not how things work here. And then I found myself too, just a quick little tangent, I found myself too like going around and trying to straighten up the apartment behind me and like closing the bedroom door so you guys couldn't see that my bed had clothes on it and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, you know what? That is so not the point of this whole thing. The concept here is to keep it real. So in so doing, I went ahead and sat down to shoot this video even though I wasn't exactly camera ready. So you're gonna get that a lot from me. Okay, so back to the topic at hand. Excuse me. Our choices are our superpower, but first and foremost, we have to recognize that we are so, goodness, excuse me, that we are so powerful as to be able to make choices, and that we are making choices in every single moment of every single day. We're already doing it, whether we think we are or not. We're making choices to watch the news, or we're making choices to listen to that voice in our head that says we should be doing X, Y, Z, or we're making the choice to sit on the couch and, if you're like me, absorb another episode of Ghost Whisperer lately because, I mean, why not, right? It's super fun. Or we're making the choice to eat out, or we're making the choice to listen to or watch things or pay attention to social media that doesn't make us feel better. It makes us feel worse. And then we're choosing how we react to those things too. We're choosing whether to be hopeful or whether to be fearful. We're choosing which narrative we're buying into in every moment of every single day. So our power, yes, lies in our choices, but first and foremost, we have to understand that regardless of where we are in this life, what's going on around us, and what we're doing every single day, whether it's what we think we should be or not, we're still making those choices. Even when we don't feel like we have a choice, we're still making choices. And that's truly where our power comes from. So for me, for example, one of the biggest superpowers I think we have is our ability to say no and set boundaries for ourselves. So this is kind of a little bit of a roundabout way of getting to this, but we make our choices every single day, whether we think we are or not. We are always making choices in every moment. And then we're also choosing what we're saying yes to and what we're saying no to. So the choice is always, how do I say this? In every moment, we're making a choice. And that choice is always a yes to something and a no to something else. Opportunity costs, right? If you go back to economics classes. it's just one of those things. It's just what we're doing all the time. We're saying yes to things and we're saying no to other things because we can't, as human beings, we're limited, like I keep saying. So we can't do everything. We can't say yes to everything because if we do, then we're just lost. So when we say yes to, say, sitting down and watching another episode of Ghost Whisperer, we're saying no to something else, getting up and moving around, or doing a couple of countertop push-ups during the commercial breaks, or whatever you want to say. But the whole point is that regardless of what we're doing, we're saying yes to something and we're saying no to something else. So for me, first, recognizing my power to choose, 2, making those choices more intentionally, and then 3, using my no as like my superpower, saying no to things very intentionally. So, because no creates space, right? No is not selfish. No, saying no is a complete sentence, first and foremost. You do not have to justify your no, just like you don't have to justify your yes. We can say no to our friends and family with good intentions, and their reaction to it is, and this is going to sound harsh, but their reaction to our no is not our problem. And it is not just important that we embrace the word no, but it is vital. It's vital because if we don't embrace our no and leverage it as our superpower, then we're saying yes to a whole lot of things that are not us. They're not about us. They're not for us. They're not doing us any good, because they're about somebody else. And doing things for other people is wonderful, absolutely wonderful, but only if it doesn't hurt you, hurt us, right? If we say yes to doing things for other people, but that means that we're saying no to ourselves, that's not helpful. That's not healthy. That's codependency. And we can talk more about that in the future, but that is just something that I've really struggled with, coming from a good Midwestern family and, religious upbringing and kind of a traditional culture, and where selfishness, you're thought to be selfish for putting yourself above others, and it's taught essentially that you should put others above yourself and all of that. But more of the narrative is coming around to the fact that if we do that, then we end up trying to pour from an empty cup, if you will, for the meme that's going around everywhere on social media. And we can't do that for very long because it wears us down, it wears us out, it makes us sick, and that's just not, it's just not healthy, and it just doesn't move us forward. It just keeps us stuck in the same loops over and over, saying yes to other people instead of ourselves, saying no to ourselves in order to say yes to other people and not be perceived as being selfish or, self-centered or egotistical. And I'm here to tell you, and I know there are a lot of other people out there that would say the same thing, and maybe you're one of them, that saying no is not selfish. Saying no is absolutely vital for your own health. And so when you say no, you create space because you say no to something that doesn't fit, something that doesn't suit you, something that doesn't serve you. When you say no to things like that, you are opening up space for something that is a yes, a hell yes, if you will. And yes needs space, right? So you can't say yes to things that truly just light you up if you don't have any room for them. If you've just given away everything you've got and you just don't have any room left for the things to say yes to. So, that looks like fatigue and overwhelm, and you're being so overrun with everything else that you can't make time for working out or for taking care of yourself. And that's a prime example of the fact that saying yes to yourself requires you to have some space and some capacity, and that requires you to say no. So no must come first. No must come first, and then you'll have space for yes. And again, it kind of ties back into last week's, and well, it really ties back into last week's video about choices and them being our superpower. But like I said, foundationally below even that is the fact that we have to understand that we have the power to choose, and not only that, but we are exercising that power to choose in every moment, whether we realize it or not. So becoming aware of that, and then choosing more intentionally and saying no when we mean no, and saying yes when we mean yes, but having the space to say yes because we've said no to the things that don't serve us, so that we can say yes to the things that do. That's part of my process. It's something I'm practicing every single day as often as I am able, meaning in every moment, if I'm aware, which I'm not aware in every moment. Nobody is. We're human. We can't, it's probably impossible. But we can become more aware. And so that's my practice, is becoming more aware of myself and my choices in every single moment, so that I can say no to the things that I need to say no to in order to say yes to the things that truly bring me joy and truly light me up. So that goes back to that first introductory video for the Dream Life Experiment, where I'm talking about purging things that no longer serve me, and then saying yes to things and bringing in more things that bring me joy. And that is vital, because those things that no longer serve us, those are the no's, right? And the things that bring us more joy, those are the yeses, but we have to have that space first. So tell me what you think about this down in the comments. I would love to get a conversation started about this. What is something that you have either recently said no to, or that you know that in order to say yes to yourself, you need to say no to in the future? I would love to hear from you. So put that down in the comments below. Make sure you like and subscribe to my channel for more information. If you click the bell notification button, you'll be notified every time I post new content. And otherwise, I will see you guys in the interim on Facebook and on Instagram, and I'll see you here on YouTube again next week. Take care.